Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. I hope you're doing well. It's Thursday, May 20th. Important video today. We have some new information from the SBA on advance funds being returned by banks. Many of you have faced this situation, especially if you've seen an error message on your SBA portal, and they've just put up new information. I will talk about what they told me and what is now up on the website. Again, if you have not received a targeted or supplemental advance, or if you saw an issue where you were approved and then there was an error message, this update's for you. I'll share the email details there. Plus, earlier today, we put up the survey, have you been approved and funded for your EIDL loan increase? Over 2,000 votes. I'll cut right to the chase. 92% of you are still waiting for your EIDL loan increase. 8% report you've been approved. A lot of great comments there. Some information on what states are cutting unemployment benefits. There's a lot in this video today. Be sure to watch until the end. And if you're new, hit subscribe and the like button so more people see this. When you subscribe, you show support for what we're doing. We continue to bring daily updates on everything funding related, small business related, anything that will help you. And you support our team, which is dedicated to removing as many spam comments as possible in the comments. So join everyone else. If you've been waiting, just hit subscribe and turn on the alerts. We have more updates coming tomorrow on new grant opportunities. Let me first start with the big news here, advance funds being returned by banks. But also one more plug, we have had hundreds of thousands of folks, individuals and small businesses check their EIDL advance and loan information and their PPP loan information. You can go to helloskip.com/EIDL-data. I will leave the link right below. But if you haven't checked to see if your record is here, go ahead and do it. Make sure your information is correct. This is all from 2020. The new data has not been released yet, but it will be at some point. So anyway, keep an eye on this. And all of this is also on the app. Here is what the SBA put up. Advance funds returned by banks. When a bank returns targeted EIDL advance or supplemental targeted advance funds to the SBA, the funds cannot be immediately redispersed. SBA is working to mitigate this issue, and they have, and a lot of banks have changed their policies. Additionally, we are providing the following information to help answer questions about returned funds. Now, before I answer these questions, I just want to give you the summary of our SBA contact. I'm going to start with the common example. So a common example was with Chime bank accounts. They had a policy not to accept advance funds, which wasn't communicated to the SBA or the applicants before they implemented that policy. So in these and similar cases, the application status for the advance goes from approved to funded, and when the bank returns the funds back to the SBA, the status changes to error. So shortly after posting these instructions that I'm going to read to you, the SBA learned that the issue is being resolved and they're testing redisbursement of the funds now, so they should be able to get these funds to the new or corrected bank account for businesses. I know this has affected many of you, but this link is also in our latest post as well. Common question: my business was approved for a targeted EIDL advance, however the money never showed up in my bank account, and my bank says it returned the funds to the SBA. Since you have determined my business is qualified, how can I get those funds? Okay, if you have not already done so, please send an email with a photo ID front and back and a check with the word void written across it. Please start the subject line of your email with your application number and send to COVID Advance Bank Returns at SBA.gov. Okay, COVID Advance Bank Returns at SBA.gov. Again, I think because they are moving quickly, they decided to make an email for this instead of take the time to put something on the portal. You have to do a lot of testing, a lot of technical testing to make sure things are right on the portal. So in this case, it's another example of going the email route. The advantage here is they can put this up quickly. Will I lose my place in line and have my funds given to another business? No. If the original disbursement was returned by the bank, be assured the funds were obligated for you and will remain available even if the issue is not resolved immediately. Okay, so I hope that gives you peace of mind. Everyone who has had that situation, funded, approved to error because your bank rejected the advance money, you will not lose your place in line. How long will I have to wait? We do not have a specific time frame, but we are working diligently to resolve the issue quickly. How will I know the matter has been resolved? Businesses awaiting redisbursement will be notified when the funds are redisbursed. Why would the bank return the funds instead of putting them into my account? Okay, some common reason funds are returned is that the account is closed, the applicant provided an incorrect routing or account number, the name or EIN number on the SBA's deposit does not match the name or EIN number on the bank account, or the account is a personal account rather than a business account. You will need to contact your bank to learn about the specific reason, but many of these are related to the banks trying to prevent certain types of fraud. What does SBA do when funds are returned to us? Our staff examines every case where funds are returned and contacts the applicant to request any additional information or documentation needed to overcome the reason for the return. Additional documentation includes, but is not limited to, a copy of the applicant's photo identification and voided check for the correct amount. Once we have the information needed to clear the issue, we will take the necessary actions. Again, the summary is, if this has happened to you, send an email, COVID advanced bank returns at sba.gov, with photo ID front and back, so your driver's license, and a check with the word void written across it. Again, a link to this information is below. But this is big news today. Many of you have had this question for weeks when you're getting these messages, so I hope this helps. Now back to this poll where 92% of you say you are still waiting for an EIDL loan increase. Some really interesting comments. Thank you for all of you leaving comments here, of the over 2,000 of you who've weighed in on the poll. Pedro says, it's just been about a month since I put my blue button to work. Still being processed at the moment. Hope this week I get contacted by a loan officer. Many of you are still in the loan officer queue. You've been waiting 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks since you pushed that blue button, and that blue button changed to green. Queen K says, be patient, they will call soon. Just make sure you answer when a 1-800 number calls your phone. Sean says, got mine last week and now I'm approved for supplemental target advance, just waiting for a deposit. Tracy says she spoke with a loan officer today and she said I was approved, but that my application has to go to a second party to be approved, and once that happens, I will get funded, fingers crossed. Nora says, yes, I was funded last week, 3 days after approval. Jonathan Alexander says something smells off. Carlos said they actually denied him, so he has to go into reconsideration. Lots of different stories here, some really interesting examples you've given. So thanks as always for leaving those comments. Again, if you want to weigh in on this, hit subscribe so you will see our polls in your feed, and turn on alerts. Finally, this updated post, more than 20 states are cutting unemployment benefits to force people back to work. We've just updated this post because more states are doing this. And we list all the states here. 36 states have reinstated job search requirements or have said they will soon, including Florida, Colorado, Massachusetts, and Texas. So why are states cutting unemployment benefits? Well, small business owners are having difficulty filling open positions in some areas, and legislators in these states believe that the reason is higher unemployment payments. They argue that people are earning as much or even more than they would earn in the workplace on unemployment. Therefore, they have no incentive to return to work. I'd love to hear your comments on this. I know it's a divisive issue, so weigh in. Do you believe in this? Has your state cut unemployment? Has it affected you? Will cutting unemployment increase incentive to return to work? Anyway, this is all up on the app today. The other news from the SBA was they launched Getting Back on Track. Help is here. It's a webinar series for small business owners, self-employed, sole proprietors. You know, the main point is you can learn about the SBA programs and get other resources and help. Here's a schedule here. It started today, but basically every Thursday this webinar is happening through July, it looks like. Let me scroll down. Actually, up until August, they are doing webinars every Thursday. Now, these are region specific, so check your region here. For example, Region 5, serving Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin, Thursday, June 3rd. Today was Region 4, June 17th, Region 9. So take a look here. But that's today's big update. Thank you so much for tuning in, hitting subscribe, liking this video so more people see it, and I hope this gives you peace of mind. EIDL loans still have a long way to go. 92% of you are still waiting. Targeted and supplemental advances. If you've been approved, funded, but now you see an error, don't fret. There's instructions on what to do to contact the SBA, but you will not lose your place in line for the funding. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.